it says, "Oh shit, lion." Basically, it just means death. And hence, then what happens is that the mind is causing feelings and sensations. It's making the person physiologically much stronger in order to deal with lion that is no longer in existence. We can think of the past, the present, and the future, which is really cool. No other life form can do that. Lion will be totally present. Did you ever call your dog, and does he ever sit back and say to you, you say, "Here, come here," and he doesn't stop and say, "Well, when do you want me to come?" He's not going to say, "Well, can I run or can I jump?" Or he just comes. And when he gets there, if you were to say to him, "Go get your bone," he might go get his bone. But if you said to him, if he lost his bone and he doesn't know where it is, he might, look around because he knows that you're talking about the bone and he's looking for his bone. But he's not going to say, "You want my bone? Do you want me? Can we schedule that at 5 o'clock?" No other life form thinks like people do, like humans do, like the human mind does. So because we can remember the past, the present, and the future, our minds usually get stuck, usually in the past and or the present.
Yes.
So we're focusing about, what happened 10 weeks ago. And if it was disturbing, it can still bother us. It's stuck on. Like, let's say some guy gets pulled over and he gets a ticket and he doesn't think he deserves the ticket. 2 weeks later, he's still mad about having gotten a ticket. That hasn't been useful for him because he got the ticket and he now has options. He can either deal with the ticket or pay the ticket. But him being mad about it isn't benefiting him. His mind is preoccupied because he felt he shouldn't have got it. And he could be mad for weeks. Heck, 7 years later, you can come back and ask him how he is, and he'll say, "What, are you stupid? I told you, this cop gave me a ticket, and I don't think I deserved it." So our minds can get stuck on things in the past that aren't happening. Our minds can also get preoccupied with things that we're wanting to get done. But the mind, if you're thinking about it, thinks, "Okay, I got to do it all now." So sometimes it's easier to write things down and just go down the list and check them off, because when the mind is thinking about it, as I said, it doesn't distinguish between the past, present, and future. It just thinks it's happening now, or this is needing to be done now. And when it does that, it's causing feelings and sensations in order for you to make something happen, make that different, make that stop, make that change, make him do this, make him do that. I should have, he could have, we should have, they should have stuff. That's mind being preoccupied.
And I kind of get that too, where you have, once again, we'll use me as a as a guinea pig for this, okay? Where you sit there and you think about what could have happened if you'd done something differently. I mean, in my head, I would have thought about something saying, "Oh, why didn't I think about that? That could have been done this way." And I'll think about it all night, and I've had a restless night because my mind is up all night still contemplating, what could have, should have, would have happened. And I'm like, no, it's already happened. You got to stop it and go to the present now because we're not living in the past.
Right. But that's not how mind works.
I know.
Not always how mind works. Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like there should be an on-off switch.
So I get that stuff where mind gets that if there's nothing that needs to be done about it, like you can worry about paying your bills next week, but if it's not the due date and you're not got the money yet, and say you got a check coming in Friday and you need to send it out Monday, worrying about that is preoccupying the mind from being present, which is where all your power is. So if someone's not fully present, their mind's preoccupied. I mean, how preoccupied do you want the guy driving the semi-truck down the highway next to you?
I would not want that.
So our minds have this tendency to be filled with preoccupation, and I mean justify. It feels justifiably so, but most of the time not always useful. So what I do is clear those things, get mind on board, the emotional part of the mind
And
on
that's
board
good.
with
I
rational
remember
mind.
I was going to say, I remember a couple months ago, you and I did a Facebook Live, and you gave me a little bit of background as well into that. And then, obviously, we can't do it on internet radio as effective as we once did in Facebook Live, where I was face-to-face with you. But you actually had me go into a state where I envisioned and relaxed my mind, and it was wonderful, just because it was just one of those things where I felt a little bit different on it. But just to keep going here, because I know we digressed a little bit, but so I'll go throw this out here because I'm sure you've heard it before. But do you ever get I don't believe in that woo-woo stuff?
Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. And it's not really woo-woo stuff. It's actually modern science. It targets the limbic system. And by doing so, it rewires the brain. So the more you do something, like when I was saying, when someone's angry and they're letting those feelings out, they're strengthening the connections in the brain. It's like a path. I have cows out my pasture, and you can tell exactly where they walk because they go through this path, and it's there. Okay,
yeah.
we don't want to strengthen those paths that are disturbing. If I want to redirect my cows, then I need to redirect them. So RRT kind of redirects that on a level, targeting the part of the brain that's causing those issues. So it's redirecting the pathway. That way, the disturbing pathway kind of grows up. Like the grass will grow over it, and it no longer will be disturbing. Now you've got a new pathway that the mind is utilizing, which has more benefit. So it rewires the brain, and it empowers it and uplifts.
Okay. So that's really good. I know we're getting close to the end of the show here. So can you kind of give my audience a way to contact you in any way, whether you want to give them the phone number, email, website, how they can book with you, anything like that?
Oh, well, thanks. Yeah, you can give me a call. My number is 941-465-7699, or you can even email me at Donna, Donna, Satiro 58 @gmail.com. Thank you,
Okay.
Joe.
Yeah, not a problem. And did you have any final comments, concerns, or questions that you wanted to ask me, or just give out like a random advice to any business owner, entrepreneur, anyone out there?
Well, if anybody hasn't spoken with you, then they need to do that. That's out to everybody out there.
Oh, thank you, Donna.
That's listening. You rock, Joe, and I always enjoy hanging out and chatting with you. You're a wealth of knowledge and experience. So anybody out there hasn't talked to Joe, and he can hook you up with a lot of good people. He knows a lot of people, so that's
And
really
she's
cool
one of them.
too. Thank you.
Not a problem. So, once again, Donna, I want to thank you for being on Socially Joe. And obviously, on your little profile blurb, I'm going to have like your little contact information you gave me to put on there so anyone can get a hold of you. But it's always a pleasure talking with you, sitting with you. And in fact, like I said, I'll even emphasize, we had pizza on Saturday, and it was wonderful pizza that she had recommended this place. And I still have 2 slices left that I'm enjoying tonight.
Oh, well, great. Yes, and thank you very much for having me on, Joe. You rock. I really enjoyed. I already ate my pizza.
I know you
Mine's
had more
gone.
pizza slices than I did. But I'm glad we had this time, and I look forward to talking with you soon, and we'll go from there. So other than that, thank you again, Donna, and you have a great day.
You too. Thank you, Joe.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.